To begin our Sunrise Smart Start of Malika Bruner, the victim of domestic violence who died after receiving fatal blows to her head and upper body. The man accused in this case, Walter Balcom, ordered to wear an ankle bracelet back in June due to previous assault charges, and he was accused of beating Bruner before. Officials argue Balcom had left his house, which was a violation of his pre-trial order. Now, that ankle bracelet did not include GPS tracking. It was also removed in court just days before Bruner was beaten to death. This entire incident now brings into question Monroe County's monitoring program, along with a plea for change from those who knew the victim.
We keep seeing these situations where kids are stealing cars and some of them have ankle monitors on. Then we have a tragedy where a judge says there is no GPS available, or a probation officer tells the judge no GPS is available. So what is going on with our ankle monitoring system here? Is it preventing crime?
This is a very necessary, just one tool that will assist the judges to make a decision, as well as looking into the privileges or the rehabilitation of the perpetrator prior to any privileges, such as taking off the ankle monitor.
Legislator Barnhart further says she has some questions and expects to hear back from the county in the next few days. We've got her full letter that she sent on this issue, a response we received from Monroe County, and the information on the case, all available in an article, rochesterfirst.com. Happening today, the Rochester mom convicted of brutally abusing her children back in January of 2023. She'll be sentenced today later in court. 28-year-old Briia Love previously pled guilty to manslaughter and assault in court last month after beating her 1-year-old son Amias to death. She also injured her 2-year-old daughter at their home on Joseph Avenue. Investigators described the injuries to the baby's skull, face, neck, and liver, and his sister had abrasions to multiple parts of her body. This mother will be in court at 9:30. And also in court today, a man convicted of murder appearing in court for a disposition hearing. 33-year-old Jaquan Moore convicted of murder back in 2019 for the death of Amos Herring. Now, in 2018 of October that year, Moore reportedly got into a verbal fight with Herring and his friends, who he then threatened. Police say that they met up later on 2nd Street, and that is where Moore shot Herring in the head. Moore will be in court at 10 a.m. All right, taking another check of your sunrise traffic here at 6:52. Looking great over the west side. It's really starting to pick up, though. You can see more cars on the road as we take a look wider at 390, 490, and 590. No accidents to report, but make sure you maybe steer clear of Roycroft Drive between Hudson Avenue and North Street. There is a fire that they are working to put out at that location. Going inside the huddle now. 3 guarantees we have in life, am I right? Death, taxes, and Josh Allen squishing the fish there. They had a great week, too. The Bills have already won 11 of their last 13 matchups with the Dolphins before last night, and it looked pretty good for this round as well. Josh Allen had 36 passing TDs entering this game. The Bills took a quick 7-0 lead, and then in the second quarter, lead up to the 10. Cook with the handoff there, and he finished with 3 touchdowns for the night. Then later in the third quarter, Jamarcus Ingram picked it up and took it home with the Bills winning 31-10. Well, we're already high on that Bills win, so if you want to keep up your spirits and happening this weekend, get your toes dipped into the winemaking process at Casa Larga Vineyards for the annual Purple Foot Festival. Returning, giving you the chance to try out the old world tradition of grape stomping. Aran Spitzer already in the thick of it this morning in Fairport. Aran, looked like you were off to a good start there.
Yeah, Michaela, I've been doing this for around 20 minutes at this point, and I think I've got it down. Nice juices happening here. We're still here with Andrea, the president. The season has been kind of weird in terms of weather. How did the grapes fare?
The grapes have done phenomenal. We actually start picking today, which we're really excited about, to start the harvest early. This has to be one of the earliest starts we've ever had in our history. And everything out there is looking really like it's going to be a great year for wine grapes.
Also, can we show people a little bit about the process? Like, what happens? They get here, they want to stomp on grapes. Well, you pour those in, and we just like stomp.
Yeah. So we put the grapes in, and then you just start stomping on them. You've done a lovely job. You've been working hard on it. I think that's the best I've ever seen. We obviously don't use it to make wine or anything, but if we did, I think you would be hired for this position. So I'll just throw a couple more in so you can kind of start stomping on them. People say they love it. That feels like a spa therapy.
It does. It absolutely feels like a sort of spa thing. Before, you told me a little bit about kind of the old tradition, Italy, and kind of how people did things then. Can you describe that for me?
Sure, yeah. So my dad grew up in Italy, and he started this winery as a hobby because he wanted to get back to his roots of growing grapes and making wine like he did with his grandparents. But he used to tell me stories about how the women would be involved in stomping the grapes with their feet, and that's how they used to make wine. And the idea of the festival also came from, we used to have a picture here when I was a kid, and it was a picture of people stomping grapes, and I always thought, wouldn't that be really cool to give customers what they want, because everybody would laugh and think it was funny. Hey, do you stomp the grapes? And so we started the festival as a way to give the customers something to do that they see on TV with I Love Lucy. And
yeah, well, now I get to do it, and it's a fun time. This is the first time I've ever grape stomped, and Michaela, I gotta tell you gotta do this. Throwing it back to you.
Iran's got a good backup, and it's great weather for grape stomping this weekend.
That's right. Who needs a pedicure when you can just stomp some grapes? Sunshine, winds out both weekend days, and should carry a lot into next week as well. Michaela, fantastic stretch. Heading down to the Glen, maybe. Enjoy it. There will be a lot of sun.
So much to do, so much sun to enjoy,
yes.
Plenty of vitamin D, and we thank you, James. We thank you for watching News 8 at sunrise. Have a wonderful day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.